Good morning, friends. In this program, we would like to discuss about how to prepare for the civil service, what is the key to achieve success in the civil service examination, what are the strategies one should adopt in preparing and clearing or achieving the success in the civil service exam, how to prepare for the prelims, mains, and personality test, that is the three stage or three phases of the UPSC exam or civil service exam, whatever you may call it, and how to prepare, how to choose the optional. These are the few aspects which we will be discussing in this particular program is concerned. First, as I have already mentioned, you all well known, it's a well known fact to you that civil services exam is comprising of three stage. First is prelims, followed by main examination, then personality test or interview, whatever you may call it. One may ask it whether one should prepare separately for the prelims and mains. The answer is no, because the content is more or less same for the preliminary examination as well as main examination. Only the answering method gets slightly different. So the preparation should be, one should start preparing simultaneously both for prelims as well as mains. The second reason is that the time gap between the preliminary results and the main examination will be very short. It may not be feasible for a candidate to prepare for the mains within that short span of time. So it is always advisable to start the preparation simultaneously for both the phases. That's very important. One may ask what is another difference between the preliminary examination and the main examination. In the prelims, you all know it's only an objective type questions, and the application of the concept, the clarity of the concept is expected from the or tested from the candidate's point of view by the UPSC. On the other hand, the candidate has to elaborate whatever he has studied and apply the same to the given problem in the main examination. So elaboration is the big difference, or elucidation is the big difference, and application and analysis is also required at the main stage. So these are the few differences, but the content which you need to study for both prelims or mains are almost similar, though it may be categorized under different categories such as GS 1, 2, 3, but the content is almost similar. So whatever you study in the prelims in the name of paper GS1 is always asked or spreaded into from GS1 to 3 or 4 you may call it, except paper 1 which is slightly different, which is not generally available in the prelim stage. Now let us come back to the prelims. What are the content of the prelims? There are two papers in the preliminary examination, that is CSAT, quantitative aptitude, methodology, comprehension of English language, and logical conclusion. All these things are there. This is only a qualifying paper. So even if you score 100 out of 100 in this paper, it will no way be helpful to you. It will not at all be helpful to you. What you are expected or required to get minimum qualification out of 300, if you are getting 65 plus or 65, it is more than sufficient to get qualified. Thereafter, your GS paper will be taken up for the evaluation. Your performance in the GS paper alone helps you to secure a rank or to secure a berth in the main examination. This is very important. This is also again objective type questions. One may ask, sir, I do not have English language ability. Sir, some students, particularly the students from humanity background, may feel that he or she does not have good ability in the mathematics or logical, something like that. One need not to worry about it. Even experts are advising you can skip those things. As far as your English language is concerned, the moment you start reading Hindu, Indian Express and other newspapers for your prelims and main examination, you can automatically develop the working ability. That is what expected. Your proficiency is not expected at research level or master's level. It is only you should develop proficiency to acquire skills to know the language at the working level. So that is what being tested in this CSAT is concerned. Now let's go to the main examination. In the main examination, the following papers are there: GS 1, 2, 3, 4, namely polity, history, geography, ethics and integrity. Then you have an essay paper, optional paper. Out of all these things, experts are advising you to give due importance or heavy importance to the optional paper. It doesn't mean that you can ignore others. You should prepare, but your uniqueness or your success is ensured largely by the optional paper followed by essay and paper 4, that is GS paper 4, because this is where one's unique talent is getting explained. This is very important actually. So once your unique talents is getting disclosed only in these three papers, for the optionals 500 marks are given. So this helps you to, if you secure more in this 500 marks, you can certainly qualify for the next phase, that is personality test. In the personality test, your subject ability is not checked or tested. Only your personality, your ability to solve the problems. Somehow this is covered under paper 4. This is also tested. Whatever you give in the detailed application form at the time of submitting your main examination, questions will be asked to test your personality only from that particular data what you have submitted at the time of main examinations. So these are the few aspects which you should keep remembering. The last aspect, people may ask you, how can I choose my optional? It is generally people may advise you to choose your optional whatever you have studied at your UG. But generally in civil service examination, questions, some papers are asked above UG level and below one step to the PG level. But in some papers, questions are asked at the UG level. For example, medicine, right, physics, all these papers are asked only at the UG level. Your interest should count more than the syllabus. Some papers are having very brief syllabus. So the syllabus, as far as it is brief, that helps you to prepare very accurately. The last aspect which you should consider is that the scoring ability of that particular paper or the past history of paper, success rate of that particular paper. One should be very selfish. That's what experts are advising. One should not be emotional in choosing your optional, because you are not expected to do research in this particular paper is concerned. You are required to prepare. Your aim is to only achieve the success. So accordingly, you should prepare your optional, choose your optional. Once you follow all these steps, certainly success is yours. Nobody can snatch the success, and you can scale the peak of success. You can achieve greater success in your career. All the very best to all of you. God bless you. If you have any query, please feel free to put in the comments box. We would like to answer you to the best of our ability. God bless you all. Thank you.